Did you know with just 3 chords and 1 strumming pattern you could be playing hundreds of your favorite songs? Well, I'm going to show you. Stick around to the end and I'm going to show you how to find songs that you can play right now. Hey, I'm Rogan from Rogue's Guitar School. Welcome to Lesson 3. In this lesson we're going to be learning 3 chord shapes, 1 strumming pattern, and we're going to put it all together nicely by learning how to play The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to teach you how to find hundreds of songs using those chords so that you can go and learn all your favorite music very quickly. Here we go. The first chord we're going to be learning is called C add 9. Now don't worry too much about what the name means quite yet. For now, I want you to focus on how it feels and how it sounds. This is a very similar shape to your G chord shape, and it makes it very easy to transition between those two. So how you'll play this chord is pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. Looks very much like a G chord. We're going to skip the thick E string when we play it, strum through like this. You've got a C add 9. Here's a small tip for playing C add 9 to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. When playing that chord, try letting your 2nd finger, your middle finger, reach up a little bit more, even to the point where it's touching your thick E string. That gives you more room for your middle finger to not touch the D string, which we would like to ring out, and also mutes the E string so that if we accidentally strum it, you're not going to be hearing it. There you go. Now from the C add 9 chord we just learned, we're going to learn a new variation of the G chord. So in the previous videos we learned to play it with just 3 fingers like that. Instead this time we're going to stay inside of our C add 9 chord and just move fingers 2 and 1 up a string, like that. And you have got a G chord. That shape makes it very easy to transition into the C add 9 chord and back. Alright, the third and last chord we're going to be learning is D major. So D major is a very popular chord, and no matter the style of music you play, it always sounds great. Here's how to do it. You're going to take finger 2, your middle finger, 2nd fret of the high E string, finger 1, your index finger, 2nd fret of G, and finger 3, your ring finger, 3rd fret of B. We're skipping the E and A strings, and we're playing down from D, and it sounds like this. You've got a D major chord. Now pay attention as I switch between the 3 chords we just learned. If I go to G, C add 9, and D, you'll notice that my 3rd finger stays anchored. We use this as our pivot point with these chords to make transitioning much easier. So instead of having to reset my hand for each chord, my 3rd finger will just stay placed in one spot all throughout that chord progression, making that so much simpler for you. Now let's talk about rhythm. This is where these chords really come to life. I'm going to show you what I call the heartbeat rhythm, but it's also known as a bouncing rhythm. So let's take our G chord and we'll practice the bouncing rhythm on that. How a bouncing rhythm works is, on your first strum down, you're only going to be hitting the bass notes of your chord like this. Thereafter, on the 2nd downstroke, you're going to be playing through the entire chord like this. So if you combine the two, you get something like this. How we count that strumming pattern is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, in this fashion. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. When you get that rhythm going, it sounds almost like a heartbeat, nice and pulsing, keeping the music going. That's why I love to call it the heartbeat rhythm. Okay, now we're going to put all 3 chords together along with our rhythm and learn The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Once you get into the groove of this, it's going to sound amazing. This is also a great song to practice switching between these chords. So the song starts on a G major. Thereafter we're switching to a C add 9, then back to G, then back to C add 9, and finally ending on the D chord. And you're going to play it along with me like this. I'll take it nice and slow. Here we go. Remember the bouncing rhythm. So up to a little bit more speed, I'm going to sing it as well so that you can recognize the song, and then we're going to play it together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. So once you move through that loop with a bouncing rhythm and those 3 chords, you've got the foundation of that song. It's a great way to practice switching between those chords. For the time being, I wouldn't worry about the chords being perfect. I would instead worry about staying in rhythm. The worst thing you can do as you are playing, and especially starting to play guitar, is to stop between chords and sort of break the rhythm. Something like this. That kind of thing takes away from the rhythm, and if we play more rhythmically, even without perfect chords, it still allows the music to flow. Now, I'm not saying don't practice your chords, it's just a lot easier to practice through a song like that, and as we play rhythmically, our hands start to get used to where they need to go. So as I said at the start of the video, what's really exciting about those 3 chords is that it opens the door to hundreds of different songs that you can play. So a couple that come to mind would be working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, truly getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They will use your mind and they'll never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5. She rode a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I've ever seen. So that's just a couple of examples using that rhythm and those chords. But now we're going to swap over to the computer and I'm going to show you how to find hundreds of songs for free using just those chords. So before I show you this, just a disclaimer, I am not sponsored by them at all. Me and my students just find this to be an incredibly useful tool that we use for learning songs and finding different music. So what you're looking at is the Chord Genome project. It's completely free to get up to 100 results every time. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the sign up button, and here is where the website sort of gets you. You're going to scroll down past that and there is a small create free account button hidden a little bit lower. So I'm going to create my free account and I will catch you guys back at the home screen. Okay, now that we have signed in, all you're going to do is just enter the chord names here of the chords that you know. So based on today's lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to enter a C chord, we will enter a D chord, and we will enter a G chord. Just make sure when you're typing the chord name to go into this drop down that opens up and select the chord like that. You'll know you've done it right if it pops up in that kind of fashion. Then what we like to do is we'll hit the filters button and switch out our filters to whatever it is that we specifically want to learn. So with C, D, and G, let's say we want to learn folk music, and folk music from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. After selecting that, we'll say choose and then search, and it's going to run through its search algorithm and find us a load of songs. There we go. As you can see, the Gambler right at the top there, but we have a load more that are popping up. So before clicking search, an important thing to do is just to swap your instrument to guitar, and then it's going to search through hundreds of songs for us. And here we have 100 songs that we can go and learn using just those chords that we learned today. So let's say, for example, we would like to learn 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. We see that the song has appeared here in our list. All we're going to do is click on the name here and it's going to take us to the chord charts. And there you can see it's opened up for me just in that fashion. You got G, tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. C chord, pour myself a cup of ambition. G chord, and yawning, stretching, trying to come to. And D, life. There we go. So important to note while you're learning here is you can swap out that C chord, the regular C chord, for the C add 9 that we learned today, and it's going to sound perfect. It's also going to make transitioning between those chords much simpler for you. And that's all that it takes. I hope you managed to find this lesson useful. If you did, please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and leaving a comment telling us what was the first song you learned using Chord Genome. I'll see you in the next lesson.